Hola, senors and senoritas, all those little baby mustache holics out there in the funny book corner of YouTube. Today is Wednesday, April 1st, a day where you really can't trust any of the news sites on the internet, and they love to report these fake stories. April Fools really pisses me off, but aside from that, it is Wednesday, and we, as the comic book reading community, know that Wednesdays mean they're new comics. And I'm on my way to the comic book store right now, reporting a few of the titles that are coming out this week that I find particularly interesting or noteworthy. Maybe you want to check something new out this week. Maybe there's something you didn't know was coming out. Maybe, I don't know, you forgot about something. You just, oh shit, that weird looking guy reminded me on fucking YouTube. I have no idea, but I do know that if you want beef, then bring the ruckus. This comic book mustache is nothing to fuck with. Pow!
Who are we to find this nature of existence? What is real, what we can perceive versus the subconscious, what we dream, where we can go. These comic books, they are the portals to our dreams, the bridge between worlds. What we can dream, what we can conceive, what we can create here, now. Comic books, existence, peace.
Alright, I'm going to get this out of the way first and admit that I am not particularly excited about DC's mega event Convergence. The series kicking off this week with this $4.99, yes, $5 for this goddamn comic book. 0 issue, written by Dan Jurgens and Jeff King, with art by Ethan Van Sciver. This event promises to tie every single story DC Comics has ever published. It is important if you're a DC fan. They're promising that it has been solicited to death. It has been talked about to death, and it is finally here. So it is one of the biggest releases of the week, hence me including it on my list of things you should look out for. Because if this is your kind of thing, go for it. These usually are not my kinds of things, and Dan Jurgens must have some dirt on someone at DC, because that dude has been writing forever. Image Comics. Really great at 2 things: putting out brand new number 1s, kicking off amazing can't miss series, and number 2, taking money out of the mustache's pocket. And again, this week we have No Mercy number 1 from Image Comics, with a quote from Brian K. Vaughan on the front. Pretty high praise there. I love stories featuring motley crews of little rascal adolescents, and No Mercy definitely looks like one of those kinds of tales. Plus, with Image's recent track record, you really can't go wrong picking up a new series from the company. When I picked up the first issue of this new Hellboy miniseries, I thought to myself, how has this never been done before? Hellboy and the Bprd 1952 takes place during Hellboy's first mission ever with the Bprd. Hellboy is out of his cage and he's learning a few things. Mike Mignola and John Arcudi doing the story, and the always amazing Alex Maleev on art. Issue number 5 is coming to the close of the series, and it's definitely something everybody should check out, especially if you're a fan of Hellboy and Mike Mignola. Ufology number 1, created and written by James Tynion IV and Noah J. Yunkel. What a fun name. Illustrated by Matthew Fox, is a reminder that Image Comics is not the only game in town when it comes to creator-owned publishing. Boom Studios is trying their best to move a little bit away from the licensed properties by putting out their own brand of creator-owned independent series, and Ufology looks like another one of those fun motley crew youth stories that I was talking about earlier. Definitely something to check out from a studio that's up and coming with these new creator properties.
So the Uncanny Inhumans #0 is another $5 comic book, and on principle alone, I think that is fucking bullshit. But on the other hand, Charles Soule is writing it, and the dude is pretty amazing. And Steve McNiven is back doing the art. He's one of the biggest names from about 10 years ago, but the art does look great. The Inhumans have always been really interesting, really fun, really unique, and really different characters. To see so much spotlight put on this crazy concept from the earlier Jack Kirby and Stan Lee Fantastic Four issues is really bizarre. So I think it's going to be something great, but again, it's a $5 book. So check it out at your own risk, or really at your wallet's own risk.
So there you have it, brochachos. Those are some of the new and noteworthy and important, or ones that I find particularly interesting as far as comic book releases go for this Wednesday, April 1st, 2015, the year of our Lord, the year of this mustache. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you're interested in reading any of these comic books or any comic books in general, go to comicshoplocator.com, type in your zip code, and find a comic shop located nearest to you. If you can't find a comic book store, or you just don't want to go to one, you can always download your comics digitally. I personally use the Comixology app. It's really simple and available for almost every platform, so you can have these funny books right in the palm of your hand with just a click of the button. And if you don't like downloading your comics digitally, or you don't feel like going to the comic book store, or you don't feel like spending any of your hard-earned pesos, go to your local library, because they have some great selections, and they could probably order stuff for you. It's a vastly underused resource for comic book collectors, and knowledge is power. Don't forget that. They've been teaching it to you since you were a little baby hombre. Of course, I keep reminding everybody, I have a little contest going on for when I reached 100 subscribers a couple weeks ago. That's still going on, so take a look back in my feed for that video. Don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, Hut 1, Hut 2, Hut 3, Hut Comic Book Mustache, live and uncut. Styles unbreakable, shadowproof. To the young youth, you want to get gun? Mustache.